Backpackers Pantry meals versus Peak Refuel meals. Does it matter which one you get? Let's take a look. Reviews like this need to be a little bit more straightforward. First thing to consider is the cost difference. Backpackers Pantry meals are around $10 and Peak Refuel meals usually run around $14. Now it doesn't make a big difference until you start buying a lot. If it's just you going out into the backcountry, you can pick whatever you want. If you're going out with a family of 4 and they like to eat, then it starts adding up really quickly. People have always told me that they just assumed that Backpackers Pantry wasn't that good in quality because you can find it at Walmart. And sure, you can only really find Peak at places like REI. It doesn't really matter though because you can find both of them on Amazon. Now they both do cook very similarly. You're going to put boiling water into one of the food bags and in about 10 minutes you're going to have a meal that you can split between two. If you're expecting some kind of 5-star experience out of these, don't get your hopes up. It's still a freeze-dried meal at the end of the day. Peak does contain less salt. If that's important to you, that's something to consider. If you're going around walking all day and you're sweating heavily, it doesn't matter as much as you think it does. You're going to need to replace your salt anyway. Salt and potassium are very important for natural human function. Backpackers Pantry actually started out in 1951 after a Girl Scout troop leader wanted to create a lighter and more transportable lightweight meal. Peak Refuel, on the other hand, is a fairly new company. However, they do have a very good marketing team that is definitely targeting a younger demographic. You even have Mr. Beast eating one of their meals in one of his videos.
How you eat food in the most remote place on the planet. First, you boil water, then
you pour the boiling hot water. You gotta be careful in here. And then in 10 minutes you have food, and that's how you eat in Antarctica.
You don't know how good that tastes.
So what does it boil down to? Which one would you pick? Honestly, I could never really tell the difference. To me, a freeze-dried meal that's been reconstituted in a pouch is going to be a freeze-dried meal that's been reconstituted in a pouch. And they taste similar to me. You're talking to the guy that loved the chicken with cavatelli meal. Your best bet is to try out which ones you like the most. If it's within your budget, you can spring for the Peak. If all you can get is BP, it's not going to make that big of a difference. Besides, if you've been moving all day, I forgot who said it originally. It's a quote from way back, but the best spice is hunger. So if you're absolutely ravenous, I don't really think it's going to make that big of a difference. You're going to taste something salty, it's somewhat familiar, and you're just going to tuck into it. So just because Peak has Chad Mendez endorsing the meals, don't think for a second that there's going to be a extremely big measurable difference between the Peak meals and the Backpackers Pantry meals. I believe that the Peak does have a little bit more protein. You can always supplement. You can solve this fairly easily. If it fits within your budget, try them both, see which one you like better, and just buy whichever meals you like to eat. Would I store this for any kind of emergency? Definitely. When it comes to emergencies, morale is very important. Items like this can definitely help boost that. It lends some sort of familiarity to a very life-changing emergency situation, and being positive can carry you through so much. If you haven't realized that already, that's one of the most crucial components when it comes to survival. You need to maintain that outlook that things can and will get better eventually. You just have to make it through the trials. I wanted to do a quick review video. I wanted to take a break from the very serious stuff and just kind of dial back and do a comparison/review, and we'll get back into the mix of everything that encompasses this lifestyle of preparation, because you're not just preparing for the next big emergency. I want you prepared for life as it happens. So until the next video, guys, be good, stay safe, and have a good one.